Before you sell your home, there's something most homeowners are never told. Today, almost every home listed with a professional receives very similar exposure. But within days, the market quietly decides something important. Whether your home becomes the one that sells or the one that sits and helps sell the other homes around it. And the difference between those two outcomes is how the home is positioned from the very beginning. Most people think selling a home today is all about marketing. Post it everywhere, blast it across social media, put it on hundreds of websites. Some agents will even tell you they're going to advertise it on 300 different platforms. At that point, you almost expect a dinosaur dancing in the front yard holding a for sale sign. But here's the truth. Almost every home listed with a professional today receives very similar exposure. So marketing alone doesn't determine which home sells. What really determines the outcome is something called market perception. When buyers start comparing homes, something interesting happens. Almost subconsciously, invisible arrows begin pointing in their minds toward the property that stands out. And the other homes? They become almost invisible by comparison. And once that happens, the market has essentially made its decision. Your home becomes the obvious choice, and the other homes become the comparisons buyers use to confirm their decision. And that's exactly why the strategy before a home even hits the market matters so much. Because if we want those invisible arrows pointing toward your home, we have to understand who the buyers are right now and what they're actually looking for. That's why the first step in my process is something called active buyer targeting. Before a home hits the market, I analyze the current buyers in the market right now. Things like demographic trends, buyer behavior, what buyers are searching for, and what they're actually willing to spend. This shows me exactly who the buyers are and what they want. Supply and demand audit. The second thing I do is audit the supply and demand. Most agents look at comparable sales and then guess what price should be used. But a proper supply and demand audit shows exactly where to position your home so that it becomes the strongest option in the market. Property Positioning Inspection. Then I do something called a Property Positioning Inspection, or PPI. This is where I actually look at the homes you're competing against. I break down their pricing strategy, time on market, condition and features, and how buyers are responding to them, so we can position your home to stand out before it even goes live. Price bracketing. Next is price bracketing. Buyers search for homes within specific price ranges. By positioning your home correctly, we can place it in front of multiple groups of buyers at the same time. This increases exposure where it actually matters, creating urgency. Once the home is on the market, most agents make a huge mistake. They simply wait. But in order for a home to sell quickly and for strong terms, there has to be urgency. Think about this. You walk into a hotel and there's only one room left. Before you even finish thinking about it, someone else walks in asking for a room. What happens? That's urgency. And that's exactly what we create using strategies like grand opening events, cluster showings, so buyers feel they need to act now, not later. Old way versus new way. This is the old way of listing homes. List it high and test the market. Wait for feedback. Drop the price later. Hope the next showing is the one. But here's the problem. The first buyers who see your home are usually the most serious buyers in the market. They've been watching for weeks, sometimes months. Most of them have already lost a house they loved. They know which homes are priced right. They know which ones will sell quickly, and they know which ones will sit. Why? Because after watching the market and losing opportunities, they start recognizing patterns. And when the right home appears, they don't hesitate. But if your home is not positioned correctly from the start, they move on. And once they do, they rarely come back. So by the time you adjust the price later, your best buyers may already be gone, and now your home is chasing the market instead of leading it. Seller interview tip. And if you're interviewing agents, Here's a simple question you should ask. How are you going to make my home the obvious choice? And just listen. If the answer is marketing, exposure, posting everywhere, you already know the strategy. Because exposure is not the difference. Positioning is. What this means for your home? So if you're thinking about selling, the real question isn't, should I list my home? The real question is, how do we position it so that when buyers compare options, mine stands out immediately? Because in every market, one home gets chosen and the others help sell it. If you'd like, I can walk you through exactly how this would look for your home in your area and show you how to position it so it becomes the obvious choice when buyers start comparing. If that's something you'd like to see, let's set up a quick time to go over it.